Yeah. Okay. So she went down the road.
Or do we want to go down that way?
Yeah. Yeah. I think she may have gone all the way to the end.
Yeah, I know. So are you walking with me, or are you going to go get the car?
I'll meet you down there. I'm gonna go grab the car. Okay. All right. So we're working the Beebe Lake area here. And we checked for a doodle this morning, and we didn't see him, and we thought we had a red tail up on top of the clock tower after checking the south side and the east end. But Wicker Mom were gone when we got over to the live slope area. So then we decided to check over here along Beebe, and we just had juvie there in the woods along Beebe, and it's moving. It's on the move, so Cindy's gonna go continue along the path east, and I'm gonna grab the car and toss you guys in the car. So good morning, welcome to Sunday morning, the day after college. I believe there may be a game today, I'm not sure, but this is college football conference championship weekend. Some of the good games yesterday. And as they said on the radio, there is not a in the teams that are playing for these championships. There were one or two blowouts, but primarily not so much. So, okay, we are gonna go. I'm gonna pop you guys in here, and okay. You guys can look at the ceiling for a change. All right, so we're undecided about whether our live slope juvie from yesterday is our backyard girl or not. I think we did have a juvie back behind our yard roosting last evening, or a red tail, but the fact that we have a juvie here in the Beebe Lake corridor, the Fall Creek corridor, we were speculating yesterday that maybe our backyard girl worked her way west through the corridor and popped out of the gorge by the museum, and then went over onto live slope, and then kind of worked her way back into campus, maybe for the first time from the west. And there she is. She's flying. Okay. She's right up there. Nice. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm gonna have to find a place to park. I'm gonna park. I guess I'm gonna park up here at Beebe Hall. And she is going to be very close by here. Okay. Right, which the door would actually lock, close. Okay, so I'm gonna go down that little path over here. So this juvie is over here. Actually, I'm gonna go this way because this is gonna be less icy. Yeah, she's up there. Well, I'm glad you saw her because she was like, I'm driving down the road and suddenly I see her.
The beautiful flare up.
Yeah, that was fabulous.
Yeah, I saw that in the distance.
That tail flare.
Yeah, phew. Yeah, it never gets old.
I know.
She's on the left side of. Do you see her? See the dark one?
She did deciduous or
Yeah,
pine?
deciduous. Here,
Just-
come over here. Oh God, there's so much stuff in the way.
I know. But she's just on the move.
Yeah, she's just. It's
So, all right. So that means to me that basically is saying that our live slope girl could have
yeah,
been
this
this.
is the live slope girl. I
Yeah.
think.
So you think she's backyard?
I don't know.
Okay.
I looked at those photos. I told you. Did she take off again?
I don't know.
You locked the car, right?
Yes, I did. Well, if she winds up at our,
she's there.
if she winds up at our house, and we know that.
Yeah. Well, did you tell people somebody slept behind our house?
Yeah, I did.
And they're fairly certain it was a juvenile. It was one of them you saw.
And I also said that we're thinking that she might have worked the corridor over to the museum and popped out of the gorge yesterday.
Yeah. Right,
Oh, there she is, yeah.
But you can't show her in the road.
Well, I'm going to go down, see if I can show her from the front.
I think she's going to take off before you get there.
Yeah, she's a big girl. That's a big bird.
Oh,
She's up there
it's going to be hard.
in that crooked branch. I know. So many twiggy branches.
Okay, yep. Over here. Stay out of the
Oh, yeah, sweet. There she is up there on that crooked branch.
way before she goes down. I can't tell you how many squirrels have been complaining. Because I've been trying to keep up with them. Oh my Lord. They're complaining over here too. Like, man, we know this one.
Yeah,
Gotta watch out for her.
there she is. Gotta get the vignetting out of here. That's been crazy.
Oh, yeah, the squirrels back there. They're all over. You a scary one.
All right, so we're here at the east end of BB. We've tracked our girl.
I did good catching sight of her
You did great.
flying horizontally in the distance away from us.
Yeah. Well, you did good finding her to begin with. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. We're gonna get her in focus here.
You want to zoom in? Since,
So I think this is a different girl.
huh?
I think this is not our west side girl. And look at the chin.
Well, then this is backyard.
This is
girl.
backyard girl. Yeah, that's backyard girl. Look at the chin. Is that her? I mean, is that the same girl?
I don't know, she's been so far.
Maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this one's got a choker. This is backyard girl. The one yesterday did not have that choker. At
You
least in
sure?
the few pictures I got. Yep. Whatever, you'd have to look. You had more on the scope. Oh, Carl, please, you gotta put her in the center. That drives me
Okay, all
bonkers.
right. Well, then Birdie's gonna have to get the scaps. I'm just not. You never use my scaps anyway, so I don't know why I bother doing them. Hey, Birdie, get a couple of scaps here, especially if you could show the. That's a good one right there. Show the chin.
I think it's gonna show the live for Birdie too, right?
Nope, not for her. It doesn't.
Oh.
Just for me.
Who's she looking at? What are you looking at, honey?
All right, so what do we have? We have some. So I tried to compare pictures yesterday. Juby has darker eyes, but that could just be due to lighting. Yep. So it's really the chin, guys. I mean, and the belly band. This one has a pretty dark belly band
Yeah, and this
also.
this one has got the heart-shaped belly band.
Mm-hmm.
Your bib, you know what I mean?
Down the belly
Yeah.
band here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that
The
bib
top
is,
of the belly band.
yeah.
Shape.
And this is the same bird we had in the Peterson pine, in my opinion. But the West Side girl did not have that heart-shaped bib.
She didn't have the dip
No.
down in the top of her
No.
belly band. Thanks, Birdie. Yes, that's a sharp image now.
Listen to all the squirrels.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I know. So we might have at least 3 Juvies then.
Yeah.
Doodle, Backyard Girl, and
West Side.
West Side Girl. And then there was
Maybe.
we had another one earlier, a while ago, that was
Yeah.
different
Seen-
entirely
Yeah.
on the west side. So when we say west side, we're not talking about like the west side of the lake, like West Hill. We're talking about west side of campus, obviously.
She sat still for a few minutes.
Yep, she did.
She looked at me.
Yeah, so we have to do a SCAP comparison.
So did you tell people about my squirrel?
I did not. You
Oh.
have to tell them.
So yesterday, when Karel, right, he had said that this girl, or another one, went after that squirrel there on Live Slope.
So this was when the squirrel was in the pine tree. Not the first time that it did the long run over toward the benches from the central tree.
No,
This was when it was in the pine tree and then went over
yeah,
and did go
Yeah.
after the squirrel the second time.
yeah. So I got some very interesting pictures. Lighting was poo-pah, of course, but you can see the juvie getting the landing gear ready, right? And then this squirrel, oh my lord, is priceless. The squirrel closes its eyes and it's like, oh god, I'm done for.
I'm gone.
You know, but then the squirrel just sort of goes over to the side a little bit, so she misses it, right? You know what I mean? And you can see the two of them. She's like trying to, you know, whoa, put on the brakes kind of thing, right? You know, in the air, you can see her, you know, and the squirrel is
The
like,
squirrel's in midair
Yeah.
facing us with the, yeah.
yeah, the squirrel's just, oh my god, just the expression and the way, I mean, the squirrel, that thing, he kicked up so much snow to try to get away from her. Oh, it was just crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and there's like four photographs in there where the squirrel's on the ground with its eyes closed, and then it's bursting sideways, just as she is like going right where it was.
Yeah.
And he's like in the air, and his forepaws facing us, and then
Yeah, he's totally in the air. He's off the ground.
he's
right?
off the ground, right? And then she
Yeah.
continues.
Yeah, and well, she tried to put the brakes on.
Right.
And then she realized, whoa, I guess I'm not going to brake. So then she starts to sort of glide and pull up. You know, and then she landed in that other tree. But oh my word, I've never. Right? You're lucky if you see them really go after one, right?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But just to see the expression and the way that squirrel tried to outmaneuver, oh my lord.
Yeah, the
crazy.
The contortions that he did in the air, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I mean, because then in the last shot, she's like off to the left of the frame, and he's off, you know, stretched out
Yeah.
off to the right in the frame in the air. It's like incredible. It's just incredible. Good job, Westside Dewey.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was going to tell you this morning, I didn't really see that. I saw, because I'm focusing on the, you know, the scope and stuff like that. I saw some action like out of the side of my eye, and then I saw that she was over in the tree, had already landed up in the tree branch
Got
after
it.
doing this. I mean, and stuff. It's like
Well, it was one of those times where, I was trying to
it,
track the bird, but,
right,
of course, she was going away from me, right? You know what I
right,
mean? But, and I saw, like, just some commotion, but
right,
you can't tell what's going on
right,
when you're taking pictures.
right. You're just
I just,
tracking the bird.
yeah, I'm just trying to keep up with the bird, right? And then I heard you say that, and I thought, but I didn't think I caught any of it, honestly. And then when I looked at the pictures and then showed you last night, I'm like, isn't this crazy? I mean, the squirrel, it just, oh man. I mean, I'm seriously, in human terms, the squirrel was like, just squinted his eyes shut. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is it. You know what I mean? And then, but somehow, it
Burst
just was able
sideways.
to go to sideways.
Yeah.
And so she just misses it,
Yeah.
and then, seeing her like try to, put the brakes, I mean, literally in the air, she's trying to put the brakes on the squirrels, like kicked up all this snow. And
Right.
so there's all this snow
Right.
around them.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That squirrel, that was one lucky squirrel. You know what I mean?
All right. Absolutely. So I don't know. You guys have to go back and look at if you want to do a slow mo video of it. If I actually got it, I don't know that I actually got it on the stream. So you have to go back to the YouTube and scroll through the YouTube using whatever
JK thing.
the JKL, the J and the L keys. So it would be like the L key going forward at 10 seconds, like, move through the video. And then if you get there, then you can step through it with the period and the comma keys. You go back and forth one frame at a time. So you can do your own, or you can actually just get there and then go to the settings and choose like 1/4 speed or something. And that'll do you you can do your own little slow-mo thing.
Were you on wide angle or you got that on the scope?
I have no idea. I don't
Oh.
remember anymore, honestly.
Well, like I said, I just,
Oh, it is a great slideshow, Birdie. It's like beautiful, 4 beautiful frames, incredible
just,
photographs.
I mean, like I said, it's too bad lighting wasn't better, but hey, this is upstate New York.
Yeah, well,
We definitely are, we're in our gray season.
I actually like the lighting on it, to be honest with you, because there's no stark shadows or anything like that. All right, good morning, Fresh Baby, Noel, Yuri, hi, Ann, good morning, Birdie, hi, Julia, hi, Niren, hi, Jan, Noel, and Kathy, and Niren. Nice to have you guys on.
Do you remember the last time we had a juvenile this late in the season here was baby cakes?
Yeah, it was probably
I
Baby
think.
Cakes. That was like 2014,
Yeah. Well,
something
yeah,
like that.
because we didn't. L2 was here, remember? But we didn't really have him in BB.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah.
oh man. Ooh.
Lighting, no bueno. Yeah, I've touched the white balance a little bit there. So we started out, we did look for a doodle. Did not find him this morning. Worked the south side and then over to the Arts Quad, and Cindy saw somebody up on the tower. We got over to the live slope area, and the tower hawk was gone.
Yeah, we walked all in there.
Searched around there and then decided to go trying to focus on juvies this morning a little bit. So we went into the BB Lake area, and then Cindy spotted this juvie at the west end of the woods, and we tracked it through the woods over to here, and we're here here's our beautiful BB Lake. There you go. You can see our beautiful BB Lake. You can actually see BB Lake in the wintertime, and we got our little guy up there, or gal. So we're thinking that this juvie is our backyard girl.
There you go. Might as well leave it. Yeah,
with the
the
yeah,
tail in the room.
you get the white balance.
Yeah,
All right, there you go.
a little happier.
Yeah. Push
Oh,
back
Lord.
focus and then pull it back.
Okay, stop. You're making me sick.
Okay. Well, don't look.
Okay.
So this one's been flew in, Cindy spotted it, and then once, twice, 3 times, 4 times it moved, something like that, over here to the east end. So that's why we were thinking that this one might be our live slope juvie from yesterday, because of the fact that it could easily go all the way down the gorge to by the museum and then cut over onto the slope. But I don't know, we'll have to look at the photographs, the scaps from yesterday. I mean, part of me says that that's the simplest
I
explanation.
know. Because she just disappeared.
And obviously she covered a lot of territory, like lickety split here.
Yeah.
So we usually have 2 or 3 juvies,
Yeah. It's
which
incredible.
is awesome. And this one's very
This is
happy.
like Anne Marie gets juvies
I know,
all
in,
winter.
in Oakwood.
Practically.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's great. Well, Oakwood has so many nice hidden areas.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, the adults would have to patrol the whole woods every day to
Yeah.
keep them clear. So I don't know if you guys caught any of the Notre Dame opening yesterday. It was very interesting. The whole deal. I sort of expected just the ceremony, but you actually like saw all the greeting of the guests and all that kind of stuff and everything. So very. I watched the. I know there was like. I found out afterwards there were like the NPR and CBS and the NBC and all that kind of stuff. And C-SPAN version of the coverage, but actually just watched the stream from the Notre Dame site, which had absolutely no talking on it, no subtitles, no nothing. It was just pure video stream. So it was very, very, very nice actually in some ways. So my French is not so bueno, so I didn't. I picked up enough of what they were saying.
Been a while.
Been a while. Been a while.
Yes, but you're Mr. Language Man.
Yeah, not really. No more.
Watching Birdie. Oh, DVDs. Yeah. They're cute, aren't they? In little tuxedos.
This is so nice. She's just sitting up there like
Yeah, I know. After all the running around.
completely unperturbed. She's got some pretty blue sky behind her. I have trouble with.
Oh, Lord.
Cute. Well, Julie, I know you're making fun.
Hey,
She says,
you got a gift.
No. Julie was saying she's not into football, but Notre Dame is right where she lives, like Notre Dame, South Bend, Indiana,
Oh, I see.
or wherever Notre Dame is.
Got it. Oop.
We're talking about the other, less famous Notre Dame.
Is Miss Danny on?
I don't know.
Oh, you put it in black and white.
No, I didn't.
Well, it looks black and white.
Really? Well, no, I can't change it. This is not like
How
live stream.
weird.
It's not like live stream.
I see.
I don't think. I can do bubbles.
Oh
and
no, let's
stuff.
not do bubbles.
See, I got blue.
Yeah, right.
It's just
Oh, that
because
was
the white
weird.
balance is.
Look at her.
I know she's pretty.
Hello, sweetheart.
Yeah. We're working the white balance hard here.
She's a squirrelinator in training.
Yep. Julie says, "Oh lol, oops." Yes, I don't think that the president of France would be greeting guests at a Notre Dame football game, but he might. You never know. We might invite him to a Notre Dame football game.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, right?
Isn't it crazy? I would leave it.
Yeah, that's a compromise right there. Get her tail.
Oh my God, do you do this all the time?
Well, okay.
Stop focusing.
Hang on a second. Let me just take this thing off and tap it. Oh, it's going to be. Focus on the distance, not on my glove. Thank you. Not on my mitten. There we go. There's a little bit more saturation. What?
I can't watch.
Okay, there we go. Cindy, people like to have it in focus, and
I
the camera
understand.
sometimes.
You. Ugh. That's a lot of focusing. You got the whole place to yourself, Missy.
Mira says, "Imagine if they did the football game commentary in French." She does look like a big red.
Well, if this is the girl that was on live slope, remember when I first spotted the bird, I thought, oh, mama.
Hmm. Oh,
Then
I
I
know.
was like,
I know.
and I,
Yesterday morning, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, whoa, what is it, juvie? What?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little bit nicer today than it was yesterday, for sure.
Yesterday was bad.
It's about 10 degrees warmer and no wind
I hope
at
it
the
doesn't
moment.
change.
I know.
Good Lord,
Phew, wheeze.
that was brutal. I drank 4 cups of big cups of tea.
And where did it get you?
Oh.
Did it improve things?
I tried to get warmer. She definitely settled down. No?
Yeah, she's very,
I wonder if she must have gotten something to eat before we caught up with her.
maybe. I think she feels maybe a little less, whatchamacallit, to coach in the Jan says, so Carl, Jessica Campbell is the first woman coach in the NHL. NHL or NFL? We've switched sports.
Is that allowed?
Oh, she played at Cornell. Oh, nice. Very cool.
She's looking away.
So
Maybe
no,
go back the other way.
yeah, maybe. So Notre Dame has a challenge because it's not in a conference; it's independent, and therefore it doesn't get to play in a conference championship, which means when everybody else is this weekend showing off their stuff in the conference championships, Notre Dame has to sit by the sidelines. And Cornell Big Red women's hockey team, excellent. I'm guessing I don't know, did Cornell women's hockey ever play Notre Dame? I see only ice hockey fans here. Oh, okay. Our ladies are ice hockey fans. All right, how many folks are ice hockey fans? I know we have some football fans here. We have Michigan, Michigan State. Yeah, I know
Does she have any soccer
somebody. I
fans?
don't know. I think somebody on here is a Indiana football fan.
Oh my God! Look at
Dark mode.
yeah, serious dog.
You want me to tap the white balance again?
Oh, she's looking back the other way.
No difference. Okay, we'll just leave it the way it is. Hello.
Good morning.
So red-tailed hawk chick, a girl, a young one.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's the young one.
That's the
Yep.
young one right there.
Yeah.
You can see her there on the scope. It's not.
Yeah, it's very
it's
dark
very
right
backlit,
now.
Yeah, right. She's pretty big to be a young one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is actually is feather-wise and just like overall dimensions, they're the biggest at this age that they'll be.
Oh, really?
Because their tail feathers get shorter.
Okay. So
You
they
know,
just
you-
sort of puffed up. Almost.
Yeah, they have longer primaries and stuff like this now because it just helps them when they're learning to fly.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like in the midsummer, late
Uh-huh.
summer stuff.
Okay.
And then the tail feathers, they tend to live in the wooded areas. They're actually soaring birds, but they don't really have a territory of their own, so they have to live in the margins between territories, and that typically means wooded areas. So the longer tail feathers and stuff like that help them to navigate through the woods and stuff like that, like
Okay.
a accipiter.
Uh-huh.
And then their tails get shorter and everything gets shorter, and so they're soaring hawks. They're buteos, they're soarers. But right now they have to be accipiters to keep under the radar
Uh-huh.
because they're the territory. They're actually they're in Cornell Hawks territory.
Yeah, big reds.
Big Red
Big Red.
and Arthur's territory.
I'm slowly getting drawn into the bird world through the lab of ornithology. I've been going up for meetings.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a cat person, so which is sort of contentious at the best of times. with people like
For sure,
that.
yeah.
So, but we've actually got this group like trying to navigate that interface between Shelton Medicine and Feline Health Centre. Trying to encourage people to keep their keep your cats indoors.
Yes.
It's the message like
Yeah.
it's good for everybody. It's good
Yeah.
for the cats. It's good for you. It's
Yeah.
good for the birds.
That's great.
And I didn't actually realize that amphibians are like a real problem. Like cats will like get amphibians like you wouldn't believe if you know this.
Oh,
What, like frogs?
Yeah,
and-
frogs.
Oh.
They can decimate like amphibian populations.
Oh, I know. I've never
They're the
seen a cat with a
predators.
frog.
I mean,
Wow.
I think, yeah, at some level, like the songbirds are kind of like the tip of the iceberg.
Wow.
If they get out and get all these amphibians, that can be a real problem.
Yeah.
I guess amphibians are a lot easier to catch than birds.
yeah. That's not the headline. I mean,
Right. That's not the headline. But
no. I mean, even the cat stuff is like a little bit buried.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so there's the window strike thing that
Yeah,
we've been
there's that.
working on with the lab, and so we got that going.
Well, and Bernie sent that ABC cat article. It was
Yes.
very good. Also, same thing, trying to
Right.
encourage people to keep
Yeah.
their cats.
So our window.
We have 4,
Yeah.
and
right.
we keep them. They are
Right.
on an enclosed
Yeah,
deck.
and I'm like a disease. I'm infectious diseases in cats, so I just see all the infectious.
Oh,
I see
yeah.
like rabies, and I see.
Got it.
You know what we
Oh.
found? We found in New York City is cats getting canine distemper,
Oh,
which is
wow.
like totally
Jeez.
unprecedented.
Wow.
And they're picking it up from the raccoons because the raccoons are loaded with canine distemper.
Oh.
There's big huge die-offs of raccoons with canine distemper,
yeah.
and all this. There's like up to a million feral cats in New York City right now.
Oh man.
And they're out there hanging, and people are feeding them. I've got videos of people like putting out food,
Right.
and the raccoons and the cats are like riding the same feeding
Oh,
station like all the time,
wow.
like just sharing diseases.
And how do the raccoons
Jeez.
get the feline distemper? I mean,
there's a whole
which distemper are they getting?
canine distemper.
Canine.
Canine.
But it's really
Wow.
canine distemper is not really canine; it's just carnivore distemper.
Got it. Got
So
it.
there's a whole world of raccoon variant canine distempers are like emerging and going through. So they're very different, actually, antigenically to the vaccines, which is my concern. being a
Yeah,
bit of
so
an
they're becoming
immunologist.
resistant or whatever.
Right. So they've just evolved in the raccoon population, and now there's whole clades of raccoon-specific, like canine distempers, which probably are very not a good match to the dog vaccine. which has been around a very long time.
So,
Wow.
but you're saying now the cats are
Now the
getting
cats are picking it up. The cats are not supposed to get canine distemper. But
Right,
I
so-
don't know if you know the story out in Thailand with the tigers, and the tigers, and it's Amur tigers, and it's something else in like Thailand and
Is that where
Bangladesh.
they originated?
Well, they pick up canine distemper from a lot of these wild canids,
Yeah.
and they really like have big die-offs of tigers because the
Oh,
canine, it gets
wow.
really. A lot of cats, it goes straight to the brain. A lot of viruses go really to the brain of cats very easily.
Got it.
Like with the bird flu, actually, if you've seen
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story with the
of
bird
course,
flu,
sure.
what these
Oh,
cats
yeah.
are getting just
Yeah.
goes straight to the brain. So they're very susceptible to respiratory diseases, and it becomes neurological and like very rapidly in a cat.
Ugh.
If you're not careful.
So,
So the same with the canine distemper. All these tigers are getting
Yeah.
severe neurological problems
got it.
from the canine distemper. So there's no reason I don't see a little kitty in my house and a tiger in Thailand is kind of the same thing, really.
They really are.
There's not. I don't think there's any barrier between.
Yeah, the
domestic
blood-brain
cats.
barrier is probably the same, right?
Yeah, right. It's just that up till now, like cats are not really exposed to canine distemper.
So do we have any of that in this area?
But
You see any of that outside of New York City?
well, right now it's just a few cases in New York City and sort of hotspot in Brooklyn.
I see.
But it could be it could be anywhere, and especially now that people are not really vaccinating. There's a lot of vaccine hesitancy in dogs, because of everything, right?
Yeah.
Gee.
So that people are not. I mean, canine distemper vaccine is probably the best vaccine, like bar none, and ever invented. But people are not using it because they're worried about vaccines in general. So there's a lot of unvaccinated dogs. So it turns out my graduate student, she came from Korea, and she had a dog in Korea that got canine distemper.
Oh.
And she went back to the vet and said, well, what the heck, I thought you told me this dog was vaccinated. And he said, oh, maybe it wasn't, I don't remember. We don't worry about that too much anymore. Right? There's no canine distemper is not a big deal. We can skip the vaccine.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, our kitties there's a distemper for kitties, right?
Yeah,
that's
but they
different.
had
Yeah,
it when they were
That's
little.
different distemper. That's the problem with the virus.
Yeah,
That's
it's feline.
panleukopenia.
It's a different
That's
virus?
parvovirus.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah,
Right.
So it's a very different distemper.
Got it.
So there's still people get mixed up between feline and canine distemper.
Well, it's the name they
Yeah, right. So it's
Okay.
a very different thing. Yeah, it's a completely
Wow.
different virus.
Right.
So you work at the vet school?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's cool. Man.
So yeah.
So we had. So I was just going to ask you a question. Like West Nile. So the symptoms in West Nile in a raptor
Yeah.
at terminal symptoms versus avian influenza.
Okay.
What are the differences
In a raptor.
in a raptor?
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell you that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I know people who, if you're. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
If you want to find me, I could reach out to the bird people.
Yeah. No. Because
One of my colleagues actually just started, who's a real bird person. She's in the Falklands right now, doing like avian influenza and penguins and things. In the
Oh,
Falklands.
wow.
She's like doing surveillance for avian influenza. Yeah, her big things like diseases and birds,
Oh,
and like so she's due back from the Falklands anytime soon.
Wow.
The season's over.
we should maybe have a contact.
Yeah.
On the phone.
And not with me, but
this what's your net ID?
GRW7.
Okay.
If you find GRW7, you can find me. I've got a cat blog, and
Oh, wow.
so I do. So I work on coronaviruses in cats mainly.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
but I'm branching out, and there's all kinds of other cool viruses to go follow as well.
Oh, man.
So,
You know, we had our first cat ended up, she got a dog bladder cancer. And she went to the vet school. And they were great between Colonial and the targeted chemo.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, she lived 2 more years.
They did the radiation.
Yeah,
did
the vet school did the radiation. Yeah.
Right.
So we do a lot. I mean, we've been following these birds for we work with the Labrador constantly. We've
Okay.
been watching them for 12 years now.
Yeah.
And so we helped to found the Bird Strike Committee and Window Strike and stuff like this. We got the window into the architecture guidelines and stuff here at Cornell this year.
Well, I noticed like the new building
Yes,
has
it's
got the
got
stripes.
Yeah, did you
It's got
see
the
that?
stripes
Yeah.
I
in
keep
there.
thinking this looks dirty. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that's our doing because that's what the committee did. It got dirty windows.
Every
put
time
up.
I drive by, I think
I-
maybe they should clean those windows.
They really should. No, sorry.
Oh God.
But yeah, no, they're heavily striated. You know,
Yeah.
the grindings in them are very. Yes.
I figured that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
After a while, I thought,
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
But I mean, well,
But the Lavabo building is different. They've got
Yeah, they've got the
they've
Acopian.
got a copy.
orthodox or something.
Yeah,
like
they've got the parachute cord.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly. It's called a copia. Bird savers and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. We applaud you. Trust me. You know, because I mean, cats kill a lot of birds.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, and I guess frogs.
Yeah.
No, but I'm glad they have that committee now.
Yeah, there might be what they're trying to do is figure out some kind of symposium like
Sure.
in the spring, like a whole
Yeah.
get everybody together. We had a little mini one. It was it's the Fred Scott Feline Symposium. It happens every year for feline medicine vets, and the Lavabo people came in and they presented to the feline vets, and it went pretty well. So we're gonna
Well,
take that.
so I'm glad that this is a great follow-on because the lab, for a long time when we did this window strike, they realized that, you know what, we're like the leading lab in the world, and yet we're like so far behind everybody else as a university in terms of like window strike stuff.
Okay.
So they, now we're sort of starting to take a leadership position in that. So this next messaging about the cats and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I think they're trying to.
Yeah, but
Sounds like
there's-
they're trying to take a leadership
Yeah,
position.
there's definitely a move, and it's going pretty well. So the people, we have a once a month meeting.
Cool.
The
Yeah.
people like, if you probably know who, like Tina Phillips, for instance. Tina.
No,
So
what about Christine Shepard? Is she
Is
on there?
Miyoko Chu in there?
No,
From
not,
communications?
no. There's somebody I did meet like randomly at an event who's part of the communications at the Lavabo. Maybe that's who it was.
Okay, that's probably
Yeah, could have been her
And
band.
then the person actually is Josephine Martel is there. So she's actually the associate dean of the graduate school, but she's from like natural resources, and she's
Got it.
like all about communications.
Yeah, yeah.
Her thing is how to in terms of conservation. I think her whole thing is how do you get people to give money to like conservation causes, and like,
Yeah.
what's the messaging? And
Right,
so we've got like a lot of very very good people
Yeah.
sort of thinking of how to get the messaging out, because
Yeah.
nobody wants all these cats outdoors for multiple reasons.
Well, for
So
sure.
once in a while, I mean, some cats just need to be outdoors. I think we just have to
Yeah, I
be
mean,
realistic.
we take our girls out
We've
on,
got
on leashes.
some people want barn cats, and
Yeah,
and there's
right.
leashes and there's collars and
Right.
Yeah.
other things.
Well, they go out on their harnesses with their
Yeah.
leash and they take a walk around
And
the house.
apparently the collars make a big difference. You get these rainbow collars.
Yeah, yeah.
Really.
Yes,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
neighbor. Yeah, so
She's very all
yes,
decked out.
I've had discussions with our neighbor lady because her cat comes and kills my birds.
But even
You know.
apparently even just convincing cat owners, okay, it's breeding season, like between
Right.
whatever March and May.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
keep-
yes.
At least those three, just for those
Yeah.
2 or 3 months, keep
Right.
your cat indoors, and
Right.
Yeah.
people will respond to that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yes, we have that same thing. Yes, because when the little ones are out and around the ground,
Yeah.
it's like,
Because it
oh,
must be that a nest is like a really like vulnerable location for
Yeah.
it, right? Because the cats can get up and like get into the nest.
Yeah.
When I see the data I was looking at I was thinking, well, is that really just like if you get one strike on a nest, that's like 6 birds, let's say.
yeah,
So is that like somewhat inflating? And I don't mean inflating, but are the numbers really like evenly distributed, or is it just like focused on like
Right,
fledglings?
right.
Right,
So
for
it's-
instance, I don't think I'm actually curious to see that data.
Well, I guess it depends on the distribution, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if it's like
right.
singles versus
Right.
multiples in one strike, you know what I mean? So
Is that are those numbers literally a cluster of 6, or,
Yeah.
or is it? Yeah, so I don't know if there's that kind of whatever granularity in the data or not, to be honest.
yeah. So who's collecting that data?
I don't know. So I'm new to all of this. I'm not sure who's collecting the data and how granular it is, and really, I'm sort of thinking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
what is the quality of the data really?
Right. I mean, because we even struggle with getting quality data for window strikes and stuff because of the fact that, like here at Cornell, the grounds people, it was a long time messaging to convince the lab below to message to the ground people to say, look, tell your ground people if they see them, report them and make it easy for them, because their job is to basically pick them up so that there's not a lot of dead birds laying around the buildings, right? When people come to work. And so that data starts to disappear simply because of that dynamic. You know what I mean? And so I don't know how you would track how many
Yeah, that's
nestlings have
interesting.
been
Yeah, I mean,
taken from a
Ooh.
nest by a cat.
yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
How do you collect that data? It's tough,
Right.
right? That's
Yeah.
the problem with field
Right.
work. I'm used to like lab work where it's very
Sure.
defined. I can like design an experiment and collect
Exactly.
perfect data, but the
Right.
real world's not like that.
Right.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I'm learning a lot of new stuff. Actually, my student's graduating. She's very much. She's from biochemistry, molecular cell biology. So she's very like biochemical. But she started in the lab in the pandemic, and what the project her first chapter of her thesis is, it's actually mapping serological studies of cats with SARS-CoV-2, like with COVID in New York City. So we collected all this serological data from this,
Right,
this and it's like incredible, like the amount of. I think in the fall of, so if you think about the fall of 2020, right? So indoor cats in Manhattan, right, Upper East Side cats, completely indoor cats, in complete lockdown in New York City.
Right.
43% of the cats were seroconverted to SARS-CoV-2. Like, how the hell did that happen? And
Jeez.
I think the reason it happened is because it's the Upper East Side, so it's Weill Cornell, and that was all the COVID patients were going into Weill Cornell, and all the clients for the hospital were healthcare workers in New York Presbyterian. So they were like getting exposed, but and bringing the virus home and giving it to their cats.
Oh God.
So that's the only way to explain the data.
So is the term, I think, zoonotic? Is that correct? Like the zoonotic.
Zoonotic is transfer of animal viruses into humans.
So strictly from animal to human. So what's the species?
Well, there's
Yeah, the
like
other way.
which is a word that doesn't make much sense, but it's zoonosis means animal to human, but then between animals is like, well, there's reverse zoonosis, which is animals the other way around, and there's also between animals, it's like anthrozosis or something like that. The word doesn't really make any sense.
No,
They
it doesn't
don't
really
use
make much
it.
sense, does it? Because there's no anthro involved.
I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a word, I'm sure,
Yeah,
between
yeah.
cross species. Well, like the COVID getting into the deer and
Right.
and everything, the cats, but that 40, when I saw that 43% seroconversion in the middle of a lockdown, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Gee.
There was so much. I mean, that just points to the level of asymptomatic transmission that was going on
Right.
at the time.
Yep.
It's crazy, but it's all about the map, right? I'm learning how to do maps. So we drew a map, and it's like as soon as you see the map, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Right.
There's
It's all
like
centered around the hospital.
all the dots are like right on
Right.
the Upper
Right.
East Side.
Right.
The blue dots are the negative cats; they're scattered, but then the red dots are like right in this cluster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And even one cat was in Westchester. I think, why does this cat in Westchester? It turned out that cat was hospitalized at an animal medical center on the Upper East Side for a week, and then went
Gee.
back home, and then so in that week that they were in New York City, they got COVID and took it back to Westchester.
Wow.
Now, were these cats? Was there any evidence that the cats are now then transmitting COVID to humans?
There's very little. I mean, it's possible. There's very little evidence for that.
Got it.
Yeah. So, but we don't know. We don't really know. It's very hard to tell.
Right.
So it's very hard to collect that data.
Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Anyway,
It's
that wasn't.
fascinating.
That was a really possible time for my students.
You never know. I mean, sometimes.
Even
Much needed.
you have to take advantage of the opportunity, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I certainly wasn't expecting to get into canine distemper in the raccoons, that's for sure. And that was because we had like a collaborator at Columbia. It's actually a student at Columbia who's collecting all this data because she's trying to do like she's an ecologist, so she's like trying to understand like raccoon populations
Wow.
and like population dynamics of raccoons.
Right.
Yeah.
Which she's got incredible maps of like, she calls it anthropogenic resources, which is basically trash cans. So she's got like maps of all the trash in New York.
Wow.
Mapping it to like the raccoon population.
Gee.
So it's like the typhoid map in London, right?
Well, it's like Jon Snow all over again, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Where are all the water sources for humans in London?
Gee.
All right, man.
Oh,
Same
yes.
here.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow.
All right, so it looks like our girl has turned around.
Yep. Just turned around while you were chatting. That was that's great
Interesting.
work he's doing.
Well, I'm glad the Labovo is like sort of spreading out their efforts at public outreach, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, cats are what, number 2 killer of birds? Something like that?
And birds are like number 10 killers of toads. I didn't realize that cats like were after amphibians.
I've never
and stuff
seen a
like that.
cat go after a toad.
Really? I know, I agree.
Even Skittery, who brought in everything, she never brought in a toad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And then there was Sluice Cat. She
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Well, don't know what she brought in exactly.
Well, she probably had to eat everything, right?
Yes.
Sluice Kitty. All right, so that was very interesting. It was. So Adriana says, "That's my hospital they're talking about, and I have 2 cats." Yep.
Uh-oh.
Well, hopefully your kitties are fine and they're asymptomatic. So.
Yeah.
Hello, AM. Morning, Charlotte. Nice to have you on. Noelle and Niren.
FB.
No reason there. I see them once in a while. Beautiful. Fraser baby. Yep.
Uh-oh. Look at that. Went dark again.
I know.
I mean, she is dark in real life with the
Yeah.
naked eye.
Yeah. So that's we definitely. Hello. Okay. What am I doing here again? Try to bring her up to speed here. So we're taking some shortcuts here in terms of trying to make this young juvie more visible. We're at the east end of BB Lake, and we have probably, you think it's Backyard Girl here?
That's my guess, yeah.
Okay. And so she was, we picked her up at the middle of the lake on the south side. We looked for Doodle, didn't find him, and then we went over toward, worked the south side over, and Cindy spotted a hawk on the tower scaffolding, and it was gone by the time we got there. So we looked around live slope, and then we decided to come over, focus on juvie finding this
Yeah, and
morning.
the quad and whatnot.
Yeah, and Cindy walked the quad, and then we came over here along BB, and Cindy spotted this juvie.
Yeah,
and
flying away from us.
Flying away from us. So
And in the distance, I'm like, because at first I thought, am I seeing a hawk or am I imagining it? And
It was a
yeah,
hawk.
I kept watching. I'm like, yep, Karel is where?
So Cindy got out and tracked it along the south side of BB Lake through the woods and stuff, and it made 4 or 5 stops over to here, and now we're here at the east end. So you can see BB Lake here. It's very exciting. Move my mitten out of the way. Come on, phone. Focus on the lake.
So we did not see Doodle or Mom or Dad
up
initially,
there.
but we're guessing Dad was the hawk on the clock tower.
Probably.
Unless it was this one.
Yeah, interesting idea.
Somebody was there. Wow.
So we're not certain yet. We're gonna have to compare some scaps. If this one is the same one that we had on the slope, and it could be, technically speaking, because it could easily gone the west direction and traversed down the gorge a little ways to the museum area, then popped out and got onto the slope, popped out south out of the gorge. Because we know we've had Mom this year, very interestingly, go from the slope and go into the gorge there at the museum area and then work our way east.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so we're not sure yet, but we definitely have a beautiful probably Backyard Girl and maybe Slope Girl here with us this morning. And she is just sitting here. She's been here for like
after all that.
for 40 minutes or something at least.
Thought, oh man, we're gonna have to give this one up. We can't, especially around here.
Which is awesome, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
She
good.
says, "What? I'm awesome." Yes, you are. Everybody
Yes.
loves to see a juvie.
Yeah. The chick was unbothered yesterday,
Oh, Karel.
and this one
like
is
it.
unbothered here this morning. What?
Gunshots.
No.
We had a gunshot not far from our house. I got to tell you, loud. 1:32 in the morning. I have no idea what that was.
You heard a couple of them, right?
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's like it
Shotgun.
was, yeah, shotgun.
Not allowed.
I didn't think so.
Well,
Middle
they're
of the
not-
night?
Well, they're not even supposed to be using guns over.
I didn't think
In our
around
area.
us they were.
No, I think it's all supposed to be bow.
So I'll just tell my squirrel story for the juvie we had yesterday. She made a couple of long sort of glides. I was actually turned around talking to Karel when she did the first one. And the second one, she definitely went after a squirrel that time. And I was just trying to take pictures. You can't tell, right, when a lot of this action's happening so fast, what's going on. But I heard Karel afterwards say, "Ooh, she went after a squirrel." So I thought, I wonder if I got any of that. So anyways, I did. It was just amazing. Okay, I actually got better views of the squirrel. But the squirrel, literally, she had her landing gear ready to sort of like grab. And her tail was sort of tucked, right? So it's different than like when an osprey puts its landing gear down. But, so she had her landing gear out, her tail sort of down. And the squirrel, oh my Lord, the squirrel squints his eyes tight. I mean, right? You know what I mean? They were just like, oh God,
I'm a goner.
this is it. My life is over. Somehow he was able to like pull himself to the right a little bit.
Burst.
Yeah. And he kicks up all this snow, right? And so you see, she then tries to put on the brakes, I mean, in midair, right? I mean, that's what it looked like, right? So she's like trying to slow herself down, right? And the squirrel is desperately trying to get away, and you can see it. I mean, they're just, the snow is kicked up, and she's like, got her feet like literally, like if she was going to try to stop like skiing or whatever.
Right.
And then the squirrel works its way, sort of away, and she then realizes, oh, I guess I missed that one. So she does just a soft, pull up. Oh, she's looking at something again.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was just, oh my Lord. I've never, we've seen, right, our birds go after squirrels, but I've never seen the expressions on a squirrel. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I actually kind of felt bad for the squirrel.
In the first frame, right?
Yeah, they are. But I thought, wow. I mean, that squirrel definitely had an angel looking over her head. I mean,
But that
whoa.
second frame is so cute because the squirrel is now in
Yeah.
head burst sideways and it's in
Yeah,
midair.
he's in midair, she's in midair,
Right.
and they're, it's like trying, and it's like, oh, he kind of knows maybe he got away,
Right,
but
right.
not for sure,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh my Lord.
And I can't believe that squirrel then it then climbed up the tree.
I know, and then
and
sat there.
it
Yeah, that
went
other
out on
view
the
I
branch.
got.
Yeah, it went
Yes,
out on the
she's,
branch.
yeah. I thought, wow, you are really
Playing with
naughty.
fire. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, love. This is a nice place to hang out.
It is.
she had a squirrel cross. She was looking at a squirrel over there on the hillside, and it came across the road. I thought she might go down it,
Yeah.
after it, but
Yeah.
no. I mean, it got right up over the wall and down the other way.
All right, Niran. Yeah, see if there's anything there that I don't know that I actually captured it on the stream for any kind of like slow-mo thing. And honestly, it's not going to be.
It's not, won't have the detail.
No, it won't. It won't. It'll just be sort of.
You won't be able to see the expression
Oh,
on
no.
the squirrel.
No.
I mean, wow.
No.
That squirrel was
You might see some
just
of,
incredible.
some of the like
Yeah, the
large movements and
Right.
stuff like that.
I mean, that was close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, phew.
So just think that all happened. I don't know how many frames there were between the ones that you kept from the beginning to the
Yeah, I
end.
only kept 4, maybe 5.
Out of how many? Like, I'm just wondering,
I
did
don't-
this all take like less than half a
I
second?
don't know, Carl. They're gone. I don't have enough disk space. I don't know. That was just right at the very end, right?
I understand. So anyway, the point is that obviously this all takes like a fraction of a second
Yeah.
to happen, right?
Oh, she's looking at somebody. She's looking at somebody. I don't see anybody in the air. Oh, she's looking up again.
I don't know.
I don't know. But she sees something. I don't know. It looks like it must be beyond us. It's pretty gray up there.
Well, all I know is that we have in our small group of folks with us, we have scientists and artists and musicians and all sorts of people.
Got lots of health care.
Yeah, and healthcare and everybody. An amazing group of folks. Well, she's like, I'm really glad that we have a little bit of white balance there. 'cause
Yeah.
Looking up there, she's like
Oh, yeah,
completely,
she's just black.
completely black
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure who she sees.
We need her.
She keeps looking. That's good. You watch your 6, love. Keep an eye on her. Check out.
Yes, that would have been Charlotte, that would have been yesterday morning when we had the juvenile on live slope.
All right. I don't know. I saw a gull.
All right, Near and Jan, you guys see what you guys, or anybody, see what you guys find there. And like I said, you can sometimes when I do stuff like that, I just basically get there, pause it, and then use the comma key and the period key to move 1/60th of one frame at a time to step through the YouTubes.
That was
You gotta have the content there.
just, oh. I mean, I wish I'd gotten better views of the hawk, but
Oh,
she
dear.
was going away from me.
Oh no, they're beautiful.
But definitely, whoa, captured
That's
almost last moments of a squirrel.
yeah. I mean, my favorite shot is that one with the eyes closed.
Yeah.
But the next frame,
Yeah.
when it's in the air,
Yeah.
and it's all four paws are
Yeah.
in the air. You know, what I mean, the snow's
Yeah,
kicking
yeah.
up behind it, and he's like facing you
Yeah.
and stuff. And the
God.
hawk is like the
Yeah.
talons are gliding
Yep.
behind.
It's awful quiet on the bird front here.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, for BB?
They're all over at our house. Our pilly-peas are coming. And we have lots of juncos and goldies, some cardinals.
Yep, that's another gully.
These bushes here,
Lots of gulls.
taking some branches off of these
Yeah, I know.
would make beautiful
Huh?
winter. These red
Oh,
things
oh.
would make beautiful
Oh,
winter.
yeah, no, ours, from our smoke bush are
yeah,
nicer.
are beautiful. Speaking of which, I have to go up there and
I was going to ask you if you redid that arrangement.
not yet. I have them laid out in bundles on the floor.
Oh. What do you see?
Well, what do you think, Mom? Are we going to stay with her
Well,
a bit longer, or should we move
my
along?
toes are starting to go a little
We should probably move along before your toes become
like yesterday.
unrecoverable. So we still have some more stuff to do here. All right, so we're going to go at the moment. We're going to go with this being our backyard girl, which makes total sense.
I'm fairly certain this is the same bird we had in the Peterson pine.
Which would be our girl.
Yep, backyard.
Backyard girl.
Yes. Now, whether or not
This is East
this
Live
is
Slope
the
girl.
yeah,
Don't know.
exactly. Don't know.
But the fact that we have like potentially three juveniles,
Yeah, three
like,
juvies.
intruding into the territory
Yeah.
without being overly disturbed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would use
sort
the word
of,
molest,
except Winker
except for winker.
with Doodle.
Yes. People don't like me using the word molested, even though I think it's appropriate. But
No. Well,
there's got to be some
Okay.
other word, I guess.
yeah. He was.
Pressed upon. That's
Yeah.
not
He definitely held his ground. Right.
right.
Said, Kiddo, moveth alongeth.
And he says, "Yeah, fine.
I'm out of here.
I'm out here for 5, and I'll be back."
All right, kiddo. You be good. Be safe. You're gonna get a little bit of break in the temps
Yes,
for a
Cassie.
few days.
Cassie says, "Sounds like good photo contest shots." I agree. That's what I was telling Cindy.
Yeah.
He'll send them by UPS, FedEx. Right. The K key, yes. Charlotte, she's into her K key. So Charlotte, use your K key to pause it, and then use your J key to go back 10 seconds, or your L key to go forward 10 seconds, or your comma key or your period key to go back and forth one frame at a time. So if this is 60 frames a second, then you'll get 1/60th of a second, which is pretty amazing, actually. All right. We'll see you guys. Take care. Have a lovely Sunday. And we'll be looking to see you soon. All right. So, Charlotte. F key makes your screen full screen or not full screen. So it's very easy to do full screen or not full screen just by toggling the F key. K key toggles the video on, stop and start on there. The J key, I think J's to the left of K, right? JKL. J goes back 10 seconds, and the L key goes forward 10 seconds. So now if you then get yourself close to where you want to be, then you can, use the K key to stop the video, and then you can use the comma key, which I think is to the left of the period key. The comma key will go backwards 1 frame in the video. So you can just tap, 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 and you can step backwards 1 frame at a time in the video. Because the video is basically 30 or 60 frames per second. So for every second, you got like 30 or 60 images within the video. And you can actually step through those images with the comma key or the period key, either going backwards or forwards. So that's a really awesome way to actually like create your own little slideshow. Boom, 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 boom. Super ultra slow-mo kind of a deal. And well, technically, yes. So yeah, you're gonna have the most accuracy by getting, using the K key to stop yourself close. And if you, all right, I need to go a little further, so then, hit the L key and it'll go forward 10 seconds. And you say, oh, that's a little bit too far. And then, so at that point, then you're going to step back using like the comma key, or step forward with the period key. All right, you guys take care.